Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today's session is about egg donor and what is the role of egg donor and what is the rights of a egg donors have. And this session is important for your GS 3 perspective. Moving towards the points of discussion part. First of all, we'll have a discussion on news. Then we are going to discuss the case, that why we are discussing this particular news. After that, we are going to discuss a technology, assisted reproductive technology. After that, we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. So before moving to the news part, there's an important announcement for you that Drishti IAS has come up with the 40% discount on all the online courses. If you want to avail this particular discount, you can call on to this number and there's a link in the description. You can also check out. Now we'll come to the news part. So the news is that recently the Bombay High Court has ruled that egg donor, those person who has donated their eggs by reproducing a child, they can have genetic rights over the children, but they cannot have a legal right as a parent. This has been ruling by the Bombay High Court. That's why we are discussing this particular news, that what is the right of an egg donor on a child. So moving towards the next slide. Next slide is about what was the case. So from where this case has come to the Bombay High Court. So recently what had happened, that there was a couple who having this kind of problem in conceiving. So the couple decided for the altruistic surrogacy. And in that surrogacy, the couple has taken egg from the women's younger sisters. And what had happened, that in this between, the younger sister who has donated eggs to the couple, his husband and her husband and her daughter died. And after that, the woman who has taken eggs from her sister, her husband went to her younger sister and he started living with his younger sister. And what had happened after that, that he took all those daughters who has been born out from the women, and he took those two twin daughters to the younger sister of that woman. And after that, the younger sister and the husband of that woman started claiming that this child belongs to the women because the woman has donated her eggs. And later this matter reached to the court, and the court has ruled that you have donated eggs and you can have a genetic right over the children, but you cannot have a legal rights. And who will be the legal parents of these children? So the legal parents would be the woman and her husband, not her woman's sister. So this is the case, and in that case, the High Court has ruled that you cannot have a legal rights or parental rights over these children. So this is the case. Now this case has enabled us to think about a technology which is the assisted reproductive technology. So from where they had assisted these kind of things, so there is a technology in the country, and apart from the India also this technology available in different parts of the world. So ART includes techniques for obtaining pregnancy by handling the sperm or oocyte immature eggs in the body. So what happened in this case, that if a woman is having, or if a couple is having any kind of the problem in conceiving the child, so in that case they will consult to the doctor, and the doctor will advise that what is the problem, whether there is a problem in the sperm side or egg side. So in that case there will be a donor, so they will take support of the donor, and there can be what you can say these kind of fertilization happen outside, and after that fertilization there will be the insertion of that thing into the women's body. So that's why it is called as in vitro fertilization. So this is the thing, and the whole process is known as the ART. So these include the gamete donation or sperm or egg. And what is the eligibility criteria for the donors? So there can be a bank, and sometimes the identity of this thing is not even disclosed. So there can be a bank, and a bank may obtain semen from males between the 21 to 55 years of the age, and for females 23 to 35 years of the age. So when you'll see the data here and the age, so men has more advantages biologically than female, and women may donate eggs only once in her whole lifetime and not more than 7 eggs may be retrievable from her. So this is the eligibility criteria, that if a male is of 21 year to 55 years of age, he can donate his sperm, and if a female is of 23 to 35 years of the age, she can donate her eggs to the bank. So this is the eligibility criteria, and female can donate once in her life. Now we'll come to the next one. Next one is about the condition for offering services. So if any clinic is offering ART kind of the services, or any couple, there must be a written consent. An ART procedure must be conducted only with the written consent of the commissioning parties and the donor. So there can be a written consent between these two things, and there also be insurance coverage in case of loss, damage or death. And whose insurance coverage is that? So the commissioning party will be required to provide insurance coverage in favor of the egg donor. So they have to give it to the egg donor to the insurance coverage. And what are the rights of the child who has been born through this technology? So the parents who has commissioned to a child birth, they can be regarded as a biological parent, but they are not legal parents and they do not have any parental rights. So this is the right of the children, that who will be the father and mother of that children. So these things has been already identified by the law, and donor will not have any parental right over the child. So in this case also, the egg donor was the woman's sister, so she cannot have any parental right over the child. So this is the thing. Now we'll come to the shortcomings. That what are the shortcomings of this thing? So there is a lack of transparency. So many clinics are already open in the name of ART, but there is a lack of consent also, and lack of consent between commissioning party and donor, and then exclusion of unmarried and heterosexual couples. So this particular thing is just available for the married couples, and also who are heterosexual in nature, but if they are not married, this particular thing is not available to them, and also this thing is not available to the homogeneous couple. And the second is that reduces the reproductive choices. So there can be various debates over that, how you can prevent someone's reproductive choices, and if a person donors sometimes even withdraw, in that situation what will happen? So there can be various debates, and there is a lack of clarity on this part. And then unregulated prices, because various clinics are operating under this thing, and there are unregulated prices. Sometimes they ask high amount of prices. So that can be also one of the reasons and shortcomings of this particular technology. Now we'll come to the question part. In the context of hereditary disease, consider the following statement. Passing on mitochondrial disease from the parent to child can be prevented by mitochondrial replacement therapy either before or after in vitro fertilization of egg. A child inherits mitochondrial disease entirely from mother and not from father. Here they are asking the correct statement, and your options are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So you have to answer this into the comment section. So that's it for today's session. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries later to the session, kindly ask in the comment section. And happy Independence Day to all of you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.